Recently, Ming-Chi reported that Apple wishes to reduce its dependence on Samsung for iPhone components. Apple's primary provider of OLED screens is Samsung, but given that Samsung is their main opponent, depending on Samsung for components would be seen as relinquishing control to its adversary, which Apple is reluctant to do. As a result, they have chosen to make BOE their primary display provider for the iPhone 15 and upcoming iPhones. Ming-Chi predicted that by 2024, BOE will have surpassed Samsung and LG as the top provider of OLEDs for iPhones. According to South Korean media, the ELEC, Apple has asked Samsung to manufacture the OLED panels for the iPhone 15 a month earlier in May rather than June because BOE is experiencing light leakage around the area of the OLED display where the pill and hole cutouts are used to make room for the TrueDepth camera and Face ID. As a result, Apple has decided to cancel the order entirely, and BOE has now missed its chance to become one of the initial suppliers. This does not mean that Apple will not work with BOE again in the future, but until they sort it out, BOE will not be receiving any iPhone 15 display orders, which is excellent news for Samsung and LG because those orders will now be handed to these two companies instead. This isn't the first time it's occurred. Last year, BOE attempted to pull a quick one on Apple by making illegal modifications to the display to cut costs, which Apple discovered afterward. And they stopped BOE from producing roughly 40 million OLEDs for iPhones. Moving on, the iPhone 14 does not include a real SIM card port in the United States, whereas the rest of the globe does. If you think the same thing will happen with the iPhone 15, you're wrong. The iPhone May 15th be released without a SIM card slot in more countries this year, not just the US. Specifically, France, which implies the phone will only function with eSIM. Now, because Apple usually offers one iPhone model in most of Europe, this could also imply that other European nations will see the SIM port gone as well, which is sad because an eSIM-only iPhone has more cons than pros, particularly if you're a tourist. The iPhone 15 Ultra and Pro will have some notable changes this year, such as a titanium frame, solid-state buttons with haptic feedback, increased RAM, a periscope zoom lens on the 15 Ultra, and the A17 Bionic chip, and it appears that Apple is finally raising prices since the iPhone X in 2017. Finally, what are your thoughts about it? So without being said, let me know your thought in the comment below, and if you are new here, please subscribe. Peace out.